Good evening. At this time, we will all remain standing for the presentation of our flag and the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, performed by the SIUE Symphony Orchestra under the direction of Dr. Michael Mishra, Director of Orchestral Activities and Professor of Music, and sung by Ms. Caitlin Rush, who is receiving a Bachelor of Music from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good evening again and welcome. I am Ann Boyle, Interim Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. I'm delighted to welcome you to the 2012 Spring Commencement Ceremony for the Graduate School, the School of Business, and the School of Nursing. This will be the first of 4 separate ceremonies. Tomorrow, the university will confer degrees on graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences, the School of Education, the School of Engineering, the School of Pharmacy, and the Graduate School. I'm pleased to introduce you to some of the members of the Platform Party who are with us today to extend their congratulations to our graduates. Other members of the Platform Party will be introduced during the ceremony. Each person will rise as their name is called. Audience, please hold your applause until all are recognized and standing. Dr. Jane Gillespie, Director of Research and Professor of Microbiology in the School of Dental Medicine and President of the SIUE Faculty Senate. Dr. Regina McBride, Dean of Library and Information Services. Ms. Bev George, President of the Alumni Association Board of Directors. Mr. Keith Beckerer, Vice President of the SIUE Staff Senate. Ms. Sherry Senkfor, Director of Human Resources. Mr. Patrick Hunley, Vice Chancellor for University Relations. Ms. Laura Miles, Associate Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Please now join me in acknowledging all of them with your applause. In the front rows before me are seated the members of the faculty and staff. It is through the dedicated work of these individuals in designing, executing, and supporting the curricula of the university that you have been able to achieve your educational goals, culminating in your graduation today. Would the faculty and staff please stand? Well, I was going to ask you to applaud, but you're way ahead of me. At this time, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Ed Hightower, Vice Chair of Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees. Dr. Hightower holds bachelor's, master's, and specialist degrees from SIUE and received a doctorate in education administration from St. Louis University. He has provided outstanding leadership as the superintendent of Edwardsville School District No. 7 since 1995 and has been recognized locally and nationally for his contributions to education. Dr. Hightower is also renowned as a Division I basketball referee, officiating in 12 NCAA Final Four tournaments, and in 1999, he was named one of the top 100 St. Louis area athletes of the century. We are both pleased and honored to have Dr. Hightower with us today. He will now offer greetings to the graduates on behalf of the SIU Board of Trustees.
Thank you. It's a special honor and pleasure to represent the members of the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees on this special occasion. I would like to take this opportunity to offer special recognition to Jeff Harrison, student representative to the SIU Board of Trustees. Jeff will be graduating tonight and has served the SIU system with honor and distinction during the past 2 years. Our thanks goes to Jeff. Jeff, will you please stand at this time? Thank you. The SIU Board of Trustees would also like to thank Chancellor Vandergriff, who also will be leaving SIUE after 8 exceptional years of providing outstanding leadership, and positioning SIUE to take its next step toward excellence. It is my understanding that Chancellor Vandergriff and his lovely wife Sue plan to move to Tampa, Florida, and enjoy their children and grandchildren. To our deans, faculty, and staff, we owe you a tremendous gratitude for providing outstanding leadership and support for our students and their achievement, which we celebrate today. And to our graduates, we congratulate you along with your families on this special occasion. Today is a confirmation of many hours of hard work and commitment that you have put forth in achieving your professional and personal goals. Soon you will be headed in different directions. You will have the opportunity to become leaders in your chosen field. It is up to you to take what you've learned here and make the world a better place. We at Southern Illinois University encourage you to continue to develop your talents and energy, be sensitive to others, build on the solid foundation that you have gained from your experiences at Southern Illinois University here at Edwardsville. And finally, the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees would like to thank you for choosing this institution to complete your degree. We realize that you have choice. You have many choices, but you chose SIUE. And we wish you every success. Thank you for being a Cougar.
Thank you, Dr. Hightower. At this time, I am very pleased to introduce Dr. Glenn Pochard, the 7th president of Southern Illinois University. Dr. Pochard has brought over 40 years of public service experience to the SIU system and is a tireless advocate for the university at the local, state, and national levels. He holds bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees from SIU Carbondale and has a significant record of public service as both an Illinois state senator and a United States congressman. During his time as president of SIU, he has emerged as the principal spokesperson for public higher education in Illinois. Dr. Pichard and his wife Jo also served the citizens of Southern Illinois through the establishment in 1999 of their Pichard Foundation for Abused Children. The organization offers workshops, counseling, and other support services in an effort to help protect vulnerable children. Please join me in welcoming SIU President Dr. Glenn Pichard.
Good evening. Trustee Hightower, Chancellor Vandegrift, Provost Boyle, Mr. Igeri, members of the Platform Party, friends, guests, and graduates. On behalf of the Southern Illinois University system, I would like to welcome you to the SIUE Spring 2012 Commencement. Graduates, thank you for representing yourselves, your families, and your alma mater in such an excellent manner over these past several years. On this day, we applaud all that you have accomplished here at the E, and that accomplishment is life-altering. Your college degree is key to a wealth of opportunity. Use it wisely, to its fullest, and your roots will go deep, allowing for strength and stability in all your pursuits. SIUE stands ready to assist as you begin the next phase in your lifelong learning. We wish you every success in your future endeavors and look forward to learning of your achievements going forward. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, President Pichard. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce the Chancellor of Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. As SIUE's 7th Chancellor, Dr. von Vandegrift has been instrumental in guiding the university in the areas of academics, economics, construction, athletics, and civic leadership. Since 2004, he has been committed to fulfilling the university's vision to be recognized nationally as a premier metropolitan university for the excellence of its programs and the development of professional and community leaders. In 2005, Dr. Vandegrift instituted a plan for the achievement of that vision by the year 2015, which incorporated the values and the long-term strategic goals of the university. In the 8 years he has led our university, our movement toward the achievement of that vision has been notable. Under Chancellor Vandegrift's leadership, SIUE has received an impressive list of accolades. The university has been recognized for the 3rd consecutive year as one of 46 up-and-coming schools in the U.S. News and World Report's Best Colleges of 2012. And I quote, "For making innovative changes in the areas of faculty, student life, campus life, and facilities." In addition, we have been recognized 7 times by U.S. News and the American Association of Colleges and Universities for our senior assignment program. Washington Monthly has ranked SIUE again this year among the top 50 master's universities in the nation. Chancellor Vandegrift has successfully steered SIUE through the toughest state budget cuts we have experienced in recent history. And during that time, we have raised more than $30 million in our first major gifts campaign. Despite the challenging economy, SIUE's total economic impact on the region is increasing. The university's current economic impact of $471 million is more than 32% greater than its estimated impact in fiscal year 2005. Since Dr. Vandegrift joined us in 2004, SIUE has steadily increased enrollment, having achieved a record enrollment of more than 14,200 students this fall. The size of the freshman class has seen 7 consecutive years of growth and has increased by 20% since the fall of 2004. Under Chancellor Vandegrift's guidance, the university is also completing an extensive construction and infrastructure improvement program, and we are expecting our final certification to NCAA Division I athletics as a member of the Ohio Valley Conference in August. After years of successes, last September, the Chancellor announced he would retire on July 1st of 2012. For all that has been accomplished at SIUE during his tenure, we are deeply appreciative. We are a better university because of his stewardship, and he is going into retirement with a legacy of success and accomplishment. Chancellor Vandegrift, on behalf of the university community, thank you for your leadership and your tireless campaign, exhorting all of us at SIUE to, and I quote, "do the right things and do them well." Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Vaughn Vandegrift to the podium for his final commencement address as Chancellor of SIUE.
SIUE Spring 2012 Commencement. I am pleased to join our faculty, staff, and guests in officially congratulating our graduates on the completion of their degree programs. Graduates, today's commencement is a formal academic celebration conducted in your honor. Most of you began your university careers at SIUE as freshmen, while some of you transferred from other colleges and universities. Regardless of the path you took to get here, your presence has enriched the university because you came from differing backgrounds with unique experiences. At the end of these commencement exercises, you will share alumni status with more than 90,000 fellow Cougars. While you should be proud of your accomplishments, you should also recognize that you have not succeeded by yourselves. During the last 4 or 5 or 6 difficult years, you have received support from many people, and they should be proud as well. These include your immediate family members, parents, guardians, grandparents, spouses, siblings, and children. I would like now for those people to stand and be recognized by the graduates. Their parents, guardians, grandparents, spouses, siblings, and children. Please stand and be recognized by the graduates for what you have done. Graduates, you have also been helped by friends and by other relatives, mentors, and advisors. And I would like them also to please stand and be recognized by the graduates. Friends, mentors, advisors, those who have supported these students, please stand and be recognized as well. And finally, among all of those present, I would ask that all SIUE alumni please stand and be recognized. All SIUE alumni. Thank you. Well, graduates, you've made it. You have achieved, and as a result, you will now transition to the next phase of your lives. Exciting, isn't it? And maybe just a little bit unnerving. These are difficult economic times in our state and country, and your individual path forward may not be what you expected. You cannot know what opportunities lie just ahead, but you can remember the advice of the French microbiologist Louis Pasteur, who said, quote, "Chance favors the prepared mind," end quote. With the mind you have prepared at SIUE and the knowledge you have gained, it is now up to you to pursue your life goals. With that said, and being a little farther along life's journey than you are, I'd like to share a few suggestions. First, take professional opportunities that will fulfill your potential, even if those opportunities frighten you. Realizing your potential involves lifelong learning, so remember, your education is not over. It is important to strive for personal fulfillment in every stage of life, to look for ways to grow and develop more fully as you move ahead. Each of us has much to offer, but many allow life's possibilities to pass untested. Decide that you will be one of the few. Calvin Coolidge, 30th President of the United States, said, quote, "The most common commodity in this country is unrealized potential." Quote, end quote. Think of what could be accomplished if each of us committed to taking one step in realizing our potential every day. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, leader of the Indian nationalism and nonviolent protest movement, quote, "The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems." Second, collaborate with others, but remember your values. This can be summed up in the words attributed to Peter Marshall, a Scottish-American minister who twice served as chaplain of the United States Senate. He said, quote, "If we don't stand for something, we shall fall for anything," end quote. Know what you stand for. You are no doubt aware of the values of SIUE displayed in numerous locations, including right behind me, but most notably in the Goshen Lounge of the Morris University Center, the heartbeat of the campus. These values serve as a constant reminder of the roadmap the university has adopted to achieve its goals. Having a set of values that serves as a guide is critical to assuring that decisions made will promote the mission of the institution. So too, it is important that you as individuals adopt a set of personal compass points that will ensure progress toward the goals you've adopted for your life. Third, exhibit self-confidence. None of us has all the answers, but with steady progress on a charted course of action, your chances of personal success and professional fulfillment are greatly increased. Be assured in your path and give it everything you've got, so that looking back, there will be no room for wondering whether more might have been done. William James, American psychologist and philosopher, said, quote, "Most people live, whether physically, intellectually, or morally, in a very restricted circle of their potential beings. They make very small use of their possible consciousness and of their soul's resources in general," end quote. Believe in yourself, and opportunity will find you. Fourth, and a lot of people my age will remember this one, remember the words of the actress Lucille Ball. If you want something done, give it to a busy person. End quote. Be a busy person. As an example of this, consider how busy SIUE has been during your time here. Our progress has correlated directly to the willingness of those many who are here today, invested in rolling up their sleeves, taking informed risks, and learning from both mistakes and successes. Be busy in the sense that you continue to look for ways to improve and build on areas of strength while recognizing areas in which additional support is needed. Those who are busy and successful tend to also be efficient and self-aware in identifying support systems to supplement their strengths. Never shy away from a challenge that fits within the goal and values you've set for yourselves. Pile them on and invite assistance from those with complementary talents. And always remember the words of inventor Thomas Edison, who said, "There is no substitute for hard work," end quote. Fifth and finally, and I appreciate the Provost saying this in my introduction, do the right things and do them well. This is the motto of our university, and all of the recognition we have achieved is because our faculty and staff have done the right thing, and then people have noticed. If you follow this creed, I believe success will be yours. It may not happen overnight. It may take putting on blinders to those around you who are taking shortcuts around responsibility, but I believe it will happen, and yours will be success that lasts. Again, look at the success that SIUE has enjoyed by doing the right things well in just the few years you've been here. Dr. Kenneth McFarland, American educator, public speaker, and author, stated it very well when he said, quote, "There are no traffic jams when you go the extra mile," end quote. By doing the right things and doing them well, you will pull ahead of the crowd, and in doing so, be the front runner when opportunity knocks. Graduates, as you now advance to the next phase of your lives, combine persistence and passion in a steady march towards individual fulfillment, remembering the important lessons you've gained as a student here at SIUE. Remember the university's values of citizenship, excellence, integrity, openness, and wisdom, and incorporate them into your life's journey. The value of citizenship calls for giving back to your community a portion of what has been given to you. The value of excellence demands continuous improvement and a commitment to high standards. The value of integrity: there is no shortcut around accountability and honesty in communications and actions. The value of openness welcomes the rich diversity of humankind and calls for respect for individual differences. And finally, the value of wisdom. Perhaps the best manifestation of a commitment to wisdom is to engage in lifelong learning, a pursuit in which your alma mater is well prepared to assist. Remember, learning and living go hand in hand. Graduates, we are confident that you have the skills to succeed and to significantly contribute to the greater good. As you now begin anew, be sure to remain in contact with the university and take advantage of the many support services available to you, services that exist in order to help you fulfill your potential. Soon to be alumni, as you prepare for the next stage of your lives, you can help to not only develop yourselves and your potential, you can also assist others to develop and succeed, as you have been assisted by the taxpayers of Illinois. Public higher education is receiving a diminishing portion of national and state income, and we must all work to inspire support of public higher education. In this, SIUE asks for your help, and in return commits to ensuring the value of your degree from this day forward. Graduates, we congratulate you and send you off with this imperative: go and do well, respect those who have come before you, pursue your life's ambitions, and enable others in the pursuit of their own. Be bold, be achievers, and join me, now that I'm retiring, in always being a Cougar. Thank you very much. Go Cougars, go Big E. Each year, SIUE awards an honorary degree to an individual who has made significant contributions to the cultural, educational, scientific, economic, social, humanitarian, or other worthy fields of endeavor. Today, the university confers a Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, upon Mr. Fernando Aguirre. Mr. Aguirre, will you please join me at the podium? It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you today SIUE alumnus Fernando Aguirre. Mr. Aguirre has been Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Chiquita Brands International since January 2004. Prior to Chiquita, Aguirre spent more than 23 years in brand management, general management, and turnarounds at Procter & Gamble. A native of Mexico, Mr. Aguirre received a baseball scholarship to SIUE. He was a team leader and successful pitcher for the SIUE baseball team in 1979 and 1980. Mr. Aguirre gave the first ever major gift to SIUE athletics in 2003, which jump-started the facility campaign that transformed Roy Lee Field into the regionally recognized Simmons Baseball Complex. Also a supporter of the SIUE School of Business, Mr. Aguirre has served as a featured speaker and advised on proposed curriculum changes, the Executive in Residence program, and the school's newly constructed Cougar Business Resource Center. Mr. Aguirre earned his Bachelor of Science in Business with a specialty in marketing in 1980. He was elected to the SIUE Athletics Hall of Fame in 2007 and to the Alumni Hall of Fame in 2009. He is currently serving as Honorary Chairperson for the university's Major Gifts Campaign, Defining Excellence, the campaign for SIUE. You're welcome to read more about Mr. Aguirre's accomplishments on page 7 of your commencement program. Fernando Aguirre, in public recognition of merit and distinction, and after careful consideration by the faculty, the President, the Board of Trustees, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Congratulations, Dr. Aguirre. Dr. Aguirre, it is a special honor to have you as our speaker for this ceremony.
Well, that was very nice and interesting, and I'm going to go high-tech. This is an iPad. If high-tech doesn't work, the red E folder is going to come out. Hopefully that'll stay right there. All right, now before I start, and I'm very glad that the Provost was kind enough for all of us to hear about the Chancellor's accomplishments and achievements here, I like to start with a very small token of our appreciation. She saved me about 20 minutes of my speech. So you guys are going to be 20 minutes closer to your fun. But I would like for all of us to stand up, please. Yes? And the only thing I'm going to say is to the Chancellor, thank you, and all of us are going to be giving the best, loudest, greatest standing O for the Chancellor. Thank you very much. I gave my iPad time to warm up and be ready. Well, thank you, Chancellor Van de Griep, once again for that very kind introduction. I am obviously very honored to have been invited to give this commencement address today, as I am a very proud alum of Southern Illinois University, the E, as I learned. So go Cougars. Now, I'm a family man above anything else, and I'm thrilled to have my best friend and my greatest fan, my wife, Citlali, right here with me. And also, we have our youngest son and my hero, Fabricio. So you two, please, raise your hand. Now, when we were driving to campus today, I asked them if in their wildest dreams, they could imagine this great honor of addressing the SIUE student body. Of course, my wife replied very quickly, "You're not in my wildest dream." Brad Pitt is. To which, of course, Fabricio added, "Dad, you are too old for wildest dreams." So I decided not to ask him what his wildest dream was. Now, I open with that today because I think laughing often is an important part of life. Laughter, in fact, and having fun are critical for a full life. The world you face today is much different than the one I faced graduating in 1980. There are many new challenges that require us to be more optimistic to succeed. Laughing often is key to having an optimistic attitude. As I was flying on a business trip recently, I was thinking about today. And I asked myself, what would I add most value to your final day as a student at SIUE? From about 35,000 feet, I wrote my 7,000th tweet. You young people, do you know what a tweet is? That's more like it. Which is, of course, the basis for what I want to share with you today. The 7 values I respect most in a person. There are many things I learned at Procter & Gamble and at Chiquita, but there are 7 personal values that have never failed me and I believe will serve you very well. If you integrate these values into your daily lives, you'll have a better chance to succeed. As individuals, I believe we have complete control over these values. In fact, I believe that you can control your own destiny by living these values. In 1975, nearly 37 years ago, 2 most memorable things happened in my life. The first, on October 21st, the Cincinnati Reds participated in arguably the best game in baseball history. Unfortunately, in that famous Game 6, the Reds lost to the Boston Red Sox during extra innings. But the following night, the Reds won Game 7 in a come-from-behind 4-3 victory. That was a very memorable World Series. And I'm happy to see that none of the Cardinal fans are sitting here tonight. Now, the other thing that happened was that I boarded a plane in Mexico City on September 6th to embark on the greatest adventure of my life. At 17 years old, I came to the United States to do 2 things: play baseball and learn English. Some people believe still to this day that I only learned how to do one thing. Now, it all started at age 12 when I saw my dad communicate in English on a holiday trip in the United States. He ordered us food, took us shopping, and essentially did everything for us. One day we were having breakfast, and I told my dad that I wanted to order my own. I soon realized that I would go hungry very, very quickly. At that moment, I decided to set one of the most important goals of my life, that one day I was going to be able to speak English like my dad. Back to September of '75, with about $700 in my pocket, I said goodbye to my family and boarded a flight to Houston, Texas, where I had a 5-hour layover for my flight to St. Louis, Missouri. Something happened that day that continues to shape my life. Of the group of exchange students who had boarded the plane in Mexico, I was the oldest at 17 years old. Many kids appeared to be lost. A young 10-year-old who had a connecting flight before mine seemed really out of place. I decided to make sure he was safely aboard his next flight and on to his final destination. I bought him a cheeseburger and a Coke, 2 most important things I could say then. And from that day on, I discovered that I wanted to help people reach their objectives. Today, I hope I can do that for you by sharing these 7 values. The first value I believe is critical is loyalty. It is also one I consider to be a core value. Throughout your life, you will be pulled in many different directions by many different people. What I've learned is that you have to decide what relationships are important to you. Chief among them have to be your spouse or your partner, your immediate family, a mentor or a boss, and a handful of friends. For a typical human being, and that would be about most of us here in this room today, you can only have a few true loyal relationships. The philosopher Confucius said, "The scholar does not consider gold and jade to be precious, but loyalty and good faith." Being loyal to people is more important than being loyal to material things. Loyal people build trust. The second value is honesty. Honesty goes hand in hand with loyalty, and it also builds trust with others. When you develop a track record of telling the truth, people will want to be loyal to you, and you will gain immense credibility and influence. Every time I have faced tough decisions, I go back to my deep-rooted values, including the core value of honesty. These tough decisions become simpler to make. Honesty makes hard choices clearer, and doing the right thing becomes more evident. It's not only important to be honest with others, but it's also important to be honest with yourself. In your career, you must honestly assess your strengths and weaknesses and what you can realistically accomplish. Being honest with yourself and with others will also build trust. Trust leads to my third favorite value, respect. Each of us must respect people, their views, and their property. I bet your parents have told you to respect your house by not putting your feet on the coffee table. It's not about the coffee table, it's about respecting what others have worked hard to provide. Benito Juárez, a former president of Mexico, said, "Respect for the right of others is peace." If you respect your parents' coffee table, there will be peace in that household. More important than respecting property, though, is respecting each individual and their views. This is critical both in your personal life and in your careers. The author Stephen Covey noted in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, that we should seek first to understand, then to be understood. The idea of this habit is to respect what another individual offers before you consider yourself. Remember this line, "Be respectful and you will be respected." The fourth value is hard work. You already heard that one. There is no replacement for this, and you cannot succeed without it. Hard work is not calculated by how many hours you work, but how you set your goals, how you design your plans, and work smartly and persistently to reach those goals. While at SIUE, I learned this value very well. I had a baseball scholarship, but after 2 years, major changes happened with the leadership of the baseball program. Rumors were flying that scholarships were going to be cut. I would have had to return to Mexico and interrupt my studies. I had an incredibly important objective in front of me: finish my college education in the US, and most importantly, here at SIUE. To accomplish this, I would have to work harder than ever. I missed all the parties at the lakefront apartments. I worked at the Lovejoy Library about 15 to 20 hours a week. I refereed high school soccer games and taught Spanish to 2 elderly ladies in Bethalto, Illinois. I charged $15 an hour. It was a lot of money in those days. Yes, all of that kept me in shape, and also the Spanish lessons kept me a little young. Now, I also worked the gates at the soccer games the year SIUE won their national championship. I had to work, I had to study, I had to play baseball, all to stay in the United States and get my degree. I learned very quickly the value of hard work. Everybody gets knocked down once in a while, and hard workers are no exception. Vince Lombardi believed that it's not whether you get knocked down, but it is whether you can get back up. Hard workers always get back up. Part of hard work is striving for excellence. Roberto Goizueta, the late chairman of Coca-Cola, believed that everyone should try to be the best in any profession they choose. He believed that if you're going to be a truck driver or a bricklayer or an executive, be the best at your chosen trade. Remember this line: being average is just as close to the bottom as it is to the top. So why not work hard, a little harder, and be closer to the top? My fifth favorite value is optimism. I have always looked for the positive side on everything I do. Being around positive people makes life more fun and more exciting. Today, I challenge you to erase no from your vocabulary. Erase negativism and say, yes, we can. President Ronald Reagan used to have a small sign on his desk in the Oval Office that said, it can be done. I believe optimism is many times more important than skill or brain power. A few years ago, a friend of mine became quadriplegic after a terrible accident when he was 21. He survived grueling experiences in hospitals, doctors who lacked preparation, and rejection from friends. He could only use 5% of his body after the accident. He was told that he would never drive, play any sports, get married, or do the things that quote-unquote normal people do. Talk about hearing some depressing news. During his ordeal one morning, his mother whispered in his ear, "While the difficult takes time, the impossible takes a little longer." He decided to embrace his life with optimism. Through strong mental attitude, hard work, and persistence, he became able to utilize about 80% of his body and became a world record holder in wheelchair races, a very successful businessman, and married with 2 children. If my friend Art Berg could achieve these things with all the challenges he faced, so can the rest of us. Another value I consider as core is integrity. Integrity goes beyond honesty and loyalty. It is the manner in which you interact with others throughout your life. It guides every decision you make, and it becomes synonymous with your reputation. In today's fast-paced global career environment, you will face many ethical dilemmas in both the workplace and also in your personal life. The path to success cannot be built by cutting corners. Failing to live with integrity leads to disastrous results. People who try to project a false image of themselves and their lives inevitably gets uncovered. This is the reason executives, athletes, and politicians often resign in disgrace due to their previously hidden actions. You should have no reason to fear defeat if you are living with integrity. A friend once told me success is not what you achieve, but who you are along the way. People will remember how you achieve success far more than what you achieved. My final and favorite value is commitment. Commitment to your family, to your career, to your religion, to your values, and ultimately to yourself. At P&G, commitment was key to success. Being committed to whatever you do inspires faith in your work and in your abilities. While at P&G, my single-minded focus was on the work at hand. I learned early on that I always needed to set an objective and define a plan to achieve that objective. P&G kept promoting me and giving me increasing responsibilities. My goal was to be the first Mexican-born executive to reach the vice president level. At P&G, it takes 15 to 20 years to become a VP, and only very few make it. I made it in 13 years, and to this day, I am the only Mexican-born executive who broke the diversity glass ceiling, and the only one who reached beyond to the president level. After reaching Thank you for that. After reaching my professional objective of being the first Mexican-born executive to lead all of P&G's operations in Mexico, I adjusted my objectives and decided to pursue an opportunity to work and compete with other executives in the United States. The rest, as they say, is history. Becoming a CEO of a Fortune 1000 company has been an interesting road and certainly the most challenging of my professional objectives. but it has taken commitment to follow every single one of these values to help me get where I am today. That's why commitment is my favorite value, because without it, you cannot make all the other values work for you. Incidentally, one of the most important commitments you can make is to continue your learning experience. Learning is an everlasting habit. In fact, as much as I respect this wonderful institution, I got some bad news for you. SIU and its wonderful faculty has simply taught you the learning process. It is now up to you to continue to learn more in order to play the game of life. I encourage you to continue to learn about leadership and what it takes to succeed. Read about business and government leaders who have been successful. Read inspirational stories in the field that interest you. These stories will continue to motivate you throughout your career. Today I close with one of these stories. There was a man in the 1800s that at a young age had to work to support his family after they were forced out of their home. His mother died early in his life. He failed in business. He was defeated when he ran for state legislature. He then lost his job and couldn't get into law school, and then declared bankruptcy. He spent the next 17 years of his life paying off the money he borrowed from friends and family. If that wasn't enough, he was engaged to be married, but then his fiancée died. He had a nervous breakdown and spent the next 6 months in bed. He then ran for Congress and U.S. Senate, but again was defeated. But in the year 1860, the one important thing that did happen because of his commitment, and it is that this man, Abraham Lincoln, was elected President of the United States and became one of the greatest leaders in American history. If you decide to live with loyalty, honesty, respect, hard work, optimism, integrity, and commitment, I guarantee that you'll have a much better chance to have a good life. And a great byproduct of these values is that you will have fun in the process. A person asked a successful reporter how she had achieved success. She said, I can answer with 2 words, good decisions. The person then said, but how do you get to make good decisions? And she said, oh, that's very simple, experience. Finally, the person, somewhat frustrated, said, and how do you gain experience? And she said, oh, that's easy too, bad decisions. Congratulations on graduating and taking a great step towards your success today. Hopefully, you'll gain experience faster without too many bad decisions. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on your degree, Mr. Aguirre, and thank you for sharing your values with us. I think probably the best decision we made long ago was to bring him here to SIUE. For each commencement ceremony, one graduate is chosen to speak on behalf of the graduating class. To be selected for this honor, students must not only demonstrate academic success, but they must also exemplify the values of our institution. The graduate chosen for this ceremony is Ryan Peters, who is receiving his Bachelor of Science from the School of Nursing. During his academic career at SIUE, Mr. Peters has demonstrated the highest level of academic success. He has been named to the Dean's List for 8 consecutive semesters and also received the University Housing Academic Excellence Award. Today, he is graduating summa cum laude with highest honors. Mr. Peters has also exhibited a commitment to service, having volunteered with the Special Olympics of Illinois, the Children's Health Fair in Pana, Illinois, and the Woodland Elementary Health Day in Edwardsville. Mr. Peters, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the podium to represent your graduating class.
Thank you, Provost. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Commencement. Before beginning my speech, I would like to thank Dean Maurer and the nursing faculty and staff for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of the class of 2012. I would also like to thank all our honored guests, family, and friends for being here today. In particular, I would like to take this opportunity to thank my parents, grandparents, and my brother for their love and support over the last 22 years of my life and whatever I was doing. Whether it was doing my laundry, cooking dinner on the weekends, or providing me with some extra green, I want them to know how much of a difference they made, especially during the last 4 years. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. When I found out I was selected to speak at this year's commencement, I did not know exactly what I wanted to say or how I should go about saying it. It's hard to sum up what the college experience has been like in such a short amount of time. I can definitely tell you the experience has been a great one, though. From the time I first set foot into Bluff Hall freshman year until today, I have come to learn a lot while here at SIUE. One of the biggest things any of the graduates in this room could describe to you is the balancing act that college requires. Being a full-time student, working a job, having a social life, and keeping up with family was not always an easy task. Dilemmas such as deciding whether to go out with friends or staying and work on homework, studying over the weekend or calling into work the night before a test, or wearing that old shirt you threw in the corner over doing your laundry that has piled up for a couple weeks were decisions I often faced on a weekly basis. Trial and error seem to be one of the greatest ways to learn how to balance the many aspects of college life. After 4 years here at SIUE, most of us have this balancing act down to an art. And for the times I didn't do well on a test, presentation, or project, my friends were always there to pick me up. After a hard test, we would often go in a big group out to eat, watch a movie, play soccer, or anything that would help with the stress we had just been through. Other times, we would all go home and pass out because we were running off 3 hours of sleep and 4 cups of coffee. The only thing you can think about when waking up in the morning for a test is I would give anything to have just a couple more hours of sleep. I also met many of my friends through the countless group projects we had to do during our time at SIUE. And honestly, if I ever hear the word group project again, it's going to be way too soon. But the truth is, we have had to work with a diverse group of people over the last 4 years, and we have learned what it means to be a team player. This can be applied to our occupations because most of us will be working with a team professionally. But no matter how I met the people, I made a lot of lasting friendships here at SIUE. They often say the friends you make in college are lifelong friends, and I can see why after everything that we have been through together. In the nursing program, studying for tests, giving presentations, clinical rotations, and living together forms a strong bond between people. You learn to count on each other. Thus, another important lesson I've learned in college is that friends have to be able to adapt to each other, especially when you spend so much time together. One of my best friends, Brent Hitchens, and I have been running to clinical together for the last 2 years. I am the type of person that always didn't mind showing up to the hospital about 20 to 30 minutes early. And if I had to read the paper or listen to the radio for a little bit, I would. At least we were early. On the other hand, Brent always liked to time our rides so that we showed up to the hospital within 5 minutes of us needing to be on the floor, it seemed like. I never really had a problem with this, so the first day I would always drive and get us there early. And the rest of the 8 weeks we would always use the Brent method. One funny memory in particular still sticks out in my mind to this day, although I was ready to pull my hair out at the time. It was about 15 degrees in January of last year, and we'd got some ice and snow the night before clinical. I was up for clinical, and Brent was running about 10 minutes late, and I'm calling him and asking where he's at. He says, "I'm almost there, man." When he pulls up to Evergreen Hall, he's got about a palm-sized area of his windshield he can see out of, and the rest of his car is a solid block of ice. I get in the car, and he says, "My whole car was covered in ice, man." I said, "Oh, I didn't notice, Brent." So then we get about 5 minutes down the road, and his wipers are locked up, and I look over, and he's got less than an eighth of a tank of gas. Even after being 10 minutes late, covered in ice, and stopping by the gas station, we made it to the floor on time. I complained the entire way there, and when we got there, Brent says, "I told you we would make it." I never said another word after that day, but I knew come ice or no gas, Brent wasn't going to be stopped. I'm really going to miss those weekly rides to clinical and the good experience we received from many of the area hospitals. The rest of my experiences were similar to this one throughout college. There never seemed to be a dull moment. As you could probably see as you drove across campus, SIUE continues to expand and grow on a daily basis. At the heart of our college are 5 core values that SIUE expects every student to strive for. These values are citizenship, excellence, integrity, openness, and wisdom. 2 of the values that have always been the most important to me are excellence and integrity. Excellence has been important to me as a nursing student because we continually strive to better ourselves in our knowledge and clinical practice to provide excellent patient care. Integrity has also been important to me as a nursing student because we must be honest with our documentation and most importantly with our patients. In one way or another, I have no doubt we will all continue to exhibit these 5 values throughout our professional careers and even the rest of our lives. It is a reflection of SIUE and what sets us apart from the multitude of colleges across our nation. Looking back over my years at SIUE, I don't think there is one aspect of my experience that I would change. I really enjoyed my time here in the nursing program, and now here we stand as college graduates. The hard work, dedication, and commitment we have all shown has led us to this moment. Although it was never anywhere close to being easy, receiving our degrees today makes the whole journey worth it. I will always carry a sense of pride with me, both for the school I graduated from and the nursing program that prepared me for the rest of my life. The reputation it carries speaks for itself. I will never forget the things that motivated me to become a nurse, such as seeing a family member go through chemotherapy or the high level of caring and reassurance nurses provide to family members. As I begin my nursing career, I am most looking forward to providing the same level of care in the community where I was born and raised. I hope to gain a lot of good experience and nursing insight in my position as a floor nurse on a medical unit. In closing, I would first like to thank the Chancellor for his past 8 years and hard work here, and we wish you the best on your retirement. I would like to once again thank everyone for coming out today to show their love and support for this special event in our lives. I would like to thank all my lecture teachers and clinical instructors for taking the time to pass along their knowledge and nursing judgment and supporting us throughout the program. I would also like to thank all my friends that have been here with me along the way. I would not have enjoyed this experience nearly as much if it hadn't been for all of you, nursing and business both. Lastly, I want to wish all the graduates in this room the best of luck in whatever they do. As my dad always said, all of us graduates in this room have something that nobody can ever take away from us, a college education. With that being said, I promised Sarah Rosenberry I would put a certain quote in my speech, but I only did it after I realized what meaning it had, not because she told me to. So as we get ready to begin a new journey in our lives, I want to leave you with this. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan, for that wonderful message. I'm very glad you figured out how to balance it all, obviously very successfully. Wish you all the best as you go forward. Next, the candidates for graduation will be presented by their deans to Chancellor Vandegrift for the conferral of their degrees. Dr. Jerry Weinberg, Acting Associate Provost for Research and Dean of the Graduate School, will begin by presenting candidates for the conferral of graduate degrees.
Will the candidates receiving graduate degrees, Masters of Business Administration, Masters of Marketing Research, Masters of Science, and Masters of Science in Accountancy, please rise. Chancellor Van de Grift, these candidates, subject to completion of all requirements established by the university and the graduate school, are recommended to you for the formal conferring of their respective degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the dean of the graduate school, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees, I confer on each of you the graduate degree or certificate earned with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated.
Dean Marshemauer will now present candidates for conferral of baccalaureate degrees from the School of Nursing.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the School of Nursing please rise? Chancellor Van de Grift, these candidates, subject to the completion of all requirements established by the university and the School of Nursing, are recommended to you for the formal conferring of their degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the dean of the School of Nursing, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees, I confer on each of you the baccalaureate degree earned with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated.
Dean Gary Giamartino will now present candidates for the conferral of baccalaureate degrees from the School of Business.
Will the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the School of Business please rise? Chancellor Van de Grift, these candidates, subject to the completion of all requirements established by the university and the School of Business, are recommended to you for the formal conferring of their degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and the dean of the School of Business, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Southern Illinois University Board of Trustees, I confer on each of you the baccalaureate degree earned with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated.
Will all the graduates now please rise? In recognition of the degree bestowed upon you, you may now move the tassel on your cap or mortarboard from right to left. Congratulations. Graduates, please be seated.
Please note that the recipients of baccalaureate degrees who have graduated with honors, high honors, and highest honors are noted in the program by 1, 2, and 3 asterisks, respectively. They are also wearing cords on their academic regalia indicating their honors. In addition, candidates who are honors scholars are indicated in the program with a capital H, and graduates who have just been commissioned as second lieutenants in the U.S. Army and the U.S. Air Force are listed in your program as well. The university community extends to each of you our heartiest congratulations for your accomplishments. We have now come to that part of the program when candidates for degrees will proceed to the platform in program order. The names of the graduates will be read by Dr. Laura Bernay, Professor and Chair of Primary Care and Health Systems Nursing in the School of Nursing. I would ask that the audience please remain seated during this part of the ceremony. Thank you.
Graduate School, Master of Business of Administration, Joshua E. Anderson. Paul M. Badgett. Amber Lynn Bonensteel. Sarah Beant Rhodes. Justin W. Harder. Gregory Tate Omrigas. Patrick Michael Keller. Sam Labikia.
Limbachia.
Thank you. Courtney Lynn Mall. Vinapriya Manoharan. Rita Eileen Narden. Kristen Elizabeth Nolte. Edmund Joseph Prieb. Brent Michael Renierson. Thomas Edward Schmidt, Jr. Bridget Ann Schutte. Patrick R. Sylvia. Corinne Therese Thompson. Master of Marketing Research, Sunana Luthra. Master of Science, Tyler Ash. Justin Michael Bird. Jason Michael Kell. John Adrian Lepeak. Tyler Allen Robinette. Joseph Lee Syok Jr. Excuse me. Master of Science in Accountancy, Melissa Sue Bowers. Frederick Herbert Davenport. Kristen Marie Crawl. Jesse Luther Mumm. Danielle Renee Sprout. Yenny Wijaya. School of Nursing, Bachelor of Science, Chelsea Renee Accord. Rochelle Marie Baskey. Christina Lynn Bikey. Kyle W. Billings, cum laude. Megan Nicole Blackman. Latoya Latrice Bond. Megan Joanne Bosler. Nicholas Ryan Brown. Chelsea Danielle Bryant. Erin Mackenzie Berkey. Jessica Ann Buzan. Kate Elizabeth Campbell, cum laude. Sierra Ashley Carmichael. Brittany Danielle Chapman. Amber N. Christ. Meredith Joanne Clark, cum laude. Kelsey Ann Clark. Kendra Lynn Cooper Ellington, magna cum laude. Jessica L. Costello. Karen R. Kranick, cum laude. Mary Olivia Krauthamel. Carrie Marie Dahlkamp. Alicia Ann Dietrich, cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Dust. Susan Christine Ellis. Callum Eugene Fecht. Rebecca Lynn Foney. Marissa Renee Folkerts. Allison Marie Gasick. Austin C. Gaines. Charlotte Conjetta Gillis. Stephanie Levon Harrington. Morgan Elizabeth Harris. Mark D. Harrison. Erin Kathleen Henry, summa cum laude. Kelsey Dawn Herder. Brent Newland Hitchens. Allison Lee Johnson, cum laude. Johnny Ray Kahn. Cicely L. Kohler. Jessica M. Kostenbatter. Sarah Marie Culpa. Michelle Eileen Layden. Stephanie Ann Lohr. Caitlin Jenna Lombard. Abby Ray Lorton. Brandon Edward Maloney. Catherine M. McDonald. Heather Moore, cum laude. Jennifer Lee Nurgana. Megan R. Nichols. Kimberly Nancy Nylek. Alyssa C. Orris. Anna Rose Osterhage. Rachel Marie Owen, cum laude. Emily Eleanor Pace, cum laude. Nicole A. Parker. Alicia Renee Patton, cum laude. Megan Ann Peebles. Rachel Pernice. Ryan Edward Peters, summa cum laude. Mallory Elizabeth Phillips. Emily Marie Pentanita. Melissa Sue Quaver. Amanda Ray Ralph. Ashley Mary Elizabeth Roffer, cum laude. Samantha Ray Rising. Amanda Nicole Rensing. Kayla M. Richardson. Adam T. Resner. Sarah Christine Rosenberry. Christina Salabau, cum laude. Elise Sunshine Santos. Stephanie Suzanne Schaefer. Hannah Marie Schlemmer. Mackenzie A. Smith, summa cum laude. Stacy Suzanne Smith, summa cum laude. Emily Lauren Speaks. What? Okay. Amy Catherine Sturm, cum laude. Paige Elizabeth Tebby. Shawana Fayen Thompson. Chelsea M. Urish. Latanya Shanice Vaughn. Nicole Deanne Voss. Elizabeth Lauren Wall. Rachel E. Wall. Brittany Latrice Wallace. Keisha Marie Wente. Kelly Elaine Worthwine, cum laude. Kaylin Joe Wessel. Kavisha White. Stephanie Renee Williams, cum laude. Destiny Ann Wilson, cum laude. Amy Jo Womack. Brittany Ann Zaka. Will the School of Business please come up? Or down. Yeah. Nobody was getting up. School of Business, Bachelor of Science. Teresa Ann Pilka, magna cum laude. Kyle David Adams, magna cum laude. Nissa Caroline Adams, summa cum laude. Magdalene Jane Amberg, summa cum laude. Deanna L. Angeli. Logan Matthew Bailey. Virginia Bangiova. Lindsay Marie Barron. Blake James Baucom. Bradley Michael Becker. Sandra K. Bennett, magna cum laude. Stephanie Marie Block, summa cum laude. Daniel Joseph Bruner. Alexander Thomas Burkhart. Elisa Jane Burns. Kylie D. Carpenter. Seth Richard Carter. Stephen Andrew Carter. Jeremy Cartledge. Grant Tyler Castaldo. Benjamin John Cesaretti. Jacob Childerson. Ryan M. Clark. Sarah Marie Colart. Brian Charles Crawford. Spencer P. Cunningham, cum laude. Jill Dake. Ryan P. Darlington. Stephen Joseph Davis. Cameron Chase Dennison. Dutch. Megan L. Dutch. Timothy Ryan Dolan. Jeremy Michael Dombeck. Michael Scott Ely. Trevor Paul Ellerbrake. Daniel Joseph Etling. Stefan A. Ferguson. Alexander Fisher. Todd E. Flamer. Andrew S. Foster, summa cum laude. Tara Nicole Gale. Emilio Gomero Granado. Jeffrey Stephen Harrison, magna cum laude. Kimberly Sue Haddle. Kevin Michael Hawkins. Andrew Philip Hefty. Jody Michelle Heitzman. Jessica Lynn Heyman, magna cum laude. Alexandra Capri Higgins, summa cum laude. Francis Joseph Hogan III. Mark Allen Hogue, magna cum laude. Kelly Michelle Hollenkamp. Caitlin Christine Holm. John Charles Hannan. Amber Bobby Hobson. Nathan B. Hovater. Amy Raleigh-Ann Hoofendeck. Kayla Ruth Hull. Nathan M. Hunt. Garrett Dean Jansen. Dawoon Wing, Young, what is it? Chong, Dawoon Woon Chong, sorry. Brandon K. Johnson. Kristen K. Carpin, cum laude. Justin Andrew Kennedy. Brittany Lynn Klitzing. John Benton Kometz. Stephanie Lee Kreisman. Joseph Alexander Leibach. Zachary Taylor Lewis. Brian Nicholas Link. Alan J. Lopez. James Alexander Loring. Courtney Elizabeth Lovegreen. Paul Ambrose Lukemeyer. Zachary Allen Maltimore. Martel Lavi Mann. Melinda Sue Martin. Emily Catherine Mast. Laura Elizabeth McCauley, cum laude. Ryan Patrick McAuliffe. Daniel William Mead, summa cum laude. Madison P. Mead. Robert Michael Millman. Christopher Moore. Annalisa Renee Moss. Jessica M. Murray. Alexander Gregory Nall. Kelsey Nicole Norris, cum laude. Jarrett D. Northington. Alexandra Ofstel. Megan Jean Otto. Rebecca Jo Parker. Sarah Marie Parkinson, cum laude. Tiffany Leanne Parrish. Valerie Jean Pemberton. Adam Jeffrey Peters. Amanda Marie Pierce. Brittany Riley. Matthew Charles Rimkus. Damian James Rogers. George W. Rogers. Haley J. Rosenkrantz. Bradley Michael Sandifer. Audrey J. Sanders. Sarah Marie Scarborough, cum laude. Jenna R. Schneider, summa cum laude. Ethan Dean Schwartz. Aaron Matthew Simonik. Andrew Fabian Nicholas Seiler. John Augustine Simmons. Allison Ann Spoonmore, cum laude. Danielle Marie Spreitzer. Amanda Jo Steele. Paige Marie Stevens. Jennifer L. Stoner. Allison Courtney Sutton. Nicole Antoinette Thomas. Nicholas Adam Tilkey. Jairus Eileen Vermeer, cum laude. Jasmine Kendala Wade. Walls. James Andrew Walls. Jennifer Ann Walker. Susan Marie Ward. Daniel Robert Watt. Mark Joseph Webster. Brandon Lee Whitfield. Robert Anthony Wigginton. Courtney L. Williams. Heath Ward Wilson. Ryan Lewis Wilson. Jordan Donald Wolbrink. Christaris Jennifer Yates. Bachelor of Science in Accountancy, Kelly Renee Becker. Michael Anthony Burns. Kaylee Megan Kors. Leah M. Davis. Lindsay N. Davis. Hannah Marie Edgar. Mitchell Delvin Gates. Ashley Nicole Hobbs. Christopher Shane Howard. Kelly Nicole Howdeshell, magna cum laude. Travis W. Huber. Stuart A. Jones. Jennifer D. Jurovich. Chase Allen Kimler. Andrew N. Kleiser. Samantha K. Kirchie. Karis Eileen Cording. Jordan T. Kulingle. Andrea L. Cuttin, summa cum laude. Carly Ann LaCarrick. Brett Kendon Martin, summa cum laude. Aaron Lee McCoy. Megan Elizabeth McRae, cum laude. Molly Elizabeth Miller, cum laude. Paula C. Murphy. Jonathan Edward Peebles. Jacqueline Renee Petker. Amy Kristen Ramlow, summa cum laude. Katie Elizabeth Reddinghouse. Lisa K. Reidenhauer. Christopher James Roberts, cum laude. Trevor Alexander Rowden. Christopher J. Schaefer, cum laude. Ashley Michelle Schuler, cum laude. Courtney R. Seacrest. Rochella Antoinette Sherrill. Amelia Lucille Seitz. Tisha Renee Smart. Jonathan Raymond Swagger. Joshua B. Voigt. Russell James Beaudry. Natasha G. Woolsey.
I think we should give our graduates one big final round of applause. I can sense a great deal of excitement in the stands. On behalf of the university, I wish to thank the members of the SIUE Symphony Orchestra under the direction of Dr. Michael Mishra and our vocalists Caitlin Rush and Michaela Sullivan for their fine musical presentations today. Thank you. Yes. Thank you also to the Army ROTC for the presentation of colors. For making the commencement program available to those who are deaf or hearing impaired, thank you to our interpreters, Ms. Becky Combs and Ms. Brittany McKay. At this time, I would ask the audience to please rise and join us in singing both verses of the SIUE alma mater, Hail SIUE, led by Ms. Michaela Sullivan, who is receiving a Bachelor of Arts from the College of Arts and Sciences. Lyrics are printed on the back cover of your program. Following the alma mater, I would ask the audience to please be seated and remain seated until the platform party, the faculty, and the graduates have left the seating area. Best wishes to each of you. We hope you will return to visit us on campus often.